Who knows how the Captain America franchise would have turned out had the first film in the franchise been completely different, possibly even ignoring large parts of the Red Skull rivalry and jumping straight to Captain America fighting a giant robot for the final battle. That sounds awful. So recently, thanks to Yahoo Entertainment, they had some quotes from Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, who have been with Marvel Studios for a while. And some interesting insight was revealed into the initial scripts for Captain America, the first Avenger, and that final battle. Essentially, what happened was there wasn't going to be as much of a conflict between the Red Skull and Steve Rogers because the final fight would have seen a huge Hydra robot called the Panzer Max, which is controlled by the Red Skull. And a large part of the entire third act was Captain America fighting this giant robot. But as they continued to develop the film and change directions, budget and time got in the way, where they realized we can't spend that much money on Captain America fighting a giant robot when his nemesis is literally right there. And then, of course, if you look at the rest of the movie, there's the sequence with the giant tank that's destroyed rather easily. So, giant robot versus super soldier, it looks like he probably could have taken care of it pretty easily just by what they show in the lead up to the third act. And this goes also hand in hand with some reports that we heard, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago at this point, probably even longer, where they originally said that the Red Skull was going to be a setup villain where we would have seen him in sequels. Now, at the time, they didn't know that Captain America would automatically jump to modern day. That was something that was changed as the development of the film continued to go. They figured, and originally it was reported, that 2 films could be period pieces and then we would get to modern day. That obviously changed, so a Red Skull confrontation could have been completely something we never see at all. And then imagine how different things would be in, example, the modern MCU and how that shaped up in Red Skull on Vormir. I mean, it'd be a completely different MCU had they just opted to use the giant robot and save the Red Skull for a sequel that never happens during World War II. I mean, there's just so much here that ended up changing during the early development that I think paid off for the best. Do I still want to see Captain America fight a giant robot? No. The answer is no, because there's been plenty of robots in the MCU, and largely people probably would have just looked at them and been like, oh, it's just Red Skull in an Iron Man suit, but it's bulky and big, so the Ironmonger Red Skull, meh.